we'll start off with this one, the Victorinox Swiss multi-tool Swiss Plus ratchet. So if I get the names a little messed up, please forgive me, but I'll leave a link so you know exactly which ones that we're looking at. This one comes in a very nice case. We'll start with the case. Comes with a very nice case. It's very solid, looks very well built, and I gotta be honest, I don't like it. And the reason I don't like it is because it has this belt loop. It's a solid belt loop, and you have to literally open your belt every single time you want to use this. For this particular tool, out of the two, I won't be getting a case made for this. But I found somebody on Etsy who does Kydex cases, and so I'm going to be getting a Kydex case made for this particular tool here, the Gerber center drive, because that's going to be my everyday carry. But this one here I purchased specifically for my bug out bag, and the reason why is because, I'll show you in a moment, it has pretty much an entire toolbox wrapped into one multi-tool. You could do a little bit of everything a little bit well with this, and that's what I think I need for a bug out bag. So anyway, it's a very solid case, wonderful. If you don't mind this particular issue, I'm probably the only one in the world who, you know, cares about this, but I would prefer a clip because I can't stand having to put my belt on and off every single time I want to put this on or take it off. It's a little bit annoying. If I want to wear sweatpants and carry my tool, I can't do that with this case. So, you know, again, you could get a Kydex case if you wanted, or some other type of case made specifically for this. So this again is the Victorinox, and it is very pretty, high polish, and what I like about it is it's a very good size, and the tools you can actually access, I believe, all of the tools from the outside. You don't have to open the tool up in order to access this, which is fantastic. So here you have a whole array of different tools, and like I mentioned, it's good for, like, you know, if you need to carry a toolbox in your pocket. I mean, and why would you not want that for a bug out bag? Would I use every single one of these tools on a daily basis? Absolutely not. I would not, and that's why I would not want to carry this every single day, because honestly it'll kind of just get in my way, and it won't have specific tools that I do use every day. They won't be as fine-tuned as, for example, the Gerber center drive. The Gerber center drive has tools that I will use every day, and they make them very easily accessible when compared to this Victorinox. So you have a metal file, a wood file, you have these little scissors, these little spring action scissors, which is fantastic. You have a bottle opener, a can opener, you have a Phillips head screwdriver, you have an awl, you have a chisel, you have a saw, you have this weird butter knife looking thing, which is actually just a regular knife, but with a wave in it, which is, you know, interesting. It's got a, if you could notice, it's got a straight edge here, it's got a wave over here, which is a little bit weird to me. But this thing is very sharp. It can cut through cardboard very easily. If anybody's cut cardboard, they know how tough that can be. Folded up pieces of cardboard, this thing rips right through it. The one thing that I'm a little, you know, I'm wondering about is how I'm going to sharpen this, because typically it's easy to sharpen a straight edge blade, but as far as this wave goes, I don't know if you sharpen it the same way. I'm going to have to figure that out. But you can see you have a lot of variety in this tool. Let me just make sure I have everything out. Yeah, I have everything out. You have a lot of variety with this tool, and so if you want a little bit of everything, and you want something that's going to do a little bit of everything pretty well, well, this is a good option. You even have the needle nose pliers, but I'll get into that in a second. So something else that I appreciate about this tool is when you put these tools up, put these tools up. When you put these tools up, they lock. You see how I'm pushing down on these? They lock. And this is the unlock lever right here. So in order to put this down this saw, if you're using the saw, you have to unlock it, which is great because you're not going to accidentally close the saw in on your hand, or whatever the case might be. Every single tool locks, which is fantastic. The awl, can opener, chisel, this weird butter knife hybrid thing. Everything locks. File. Bottle opener. Actually, this might be the can opener, and the other one might have been the bottle opener. I don't use those items, so I don't really know, to be honest. Phillips head screwdriver. And you got this like mini flathead, which is pretty cool. And you got the scissors. So, throughout this tool, there are some functions that I didn't mention. Like, for example, the bottle opener also doubles as a flathead screwdriver. You can check that out on the website. I personally am not really going to be using those anytime soon for my purposes, because again, this is for the bug out bag, and if an emergency happens, I'll have the tool. So you can find out whatever tools specifics to get into more detail on the actual link. To get into the plier portion, it's great. It's nice pliers. They have wire cutters here, as well as a wire stripper inside there. That little hole is a wire stripper. You got a heavy duty, quote unquote heavy duty wire cutter, and then you got a light wire cutter in there. Like you'll see on a lot of different multi-tools, and I believe it might be on the Gerber, actually, the teeth, you're able to replace the teeth on the pliers. I believe that's the case, or maybe even replace the wire cutters. With this, you can't do that. So you're kind of stuck with these. But for my purpose, again, a bug out bag, how many times am I going to be bugging out? Hopefully none. So the ideal situation would be me never even using this. So the pliers are nice, but I don't like that I have to do this. I have to use my hand in order to open and close it. I like the automatics, which is one of the reasons why I'm not going to be using this as an everyday item, because not only does it doesn't do what I need to be done very well. It has all the functions that I might need on a daily basis, but they won't do any of those functions very, very well. It'll do them mediocre. And one of those is a plier. I use a plier every day, and I don't want to be doing this with my hand all day, every day. That's annoying to me. Another thing that I don't particularly like, not to bash the tool, because the tool's great. It's, like I said, it's a toolbox in your hand or in your pocket, but I don't like that there's no grip on this. And maybe I'm the only one who feels that way, but I don't particularly like the fact that there's no grip. It slides. It comes already greased in some oil, and this thing's just like sliding all over the place. If I were to use this plier, not only would I have to deal with the fact that I gotta keep kind of holding it up and opening it like this, but I gotta deal with the fact that my hands are slipping all over it. So that's another thing that I don't particularly like, and another reason why this would not be an everyday carry for me personally. Inside the case, you have a bit set. It comes with some bits already. I actually have to check to make sure that these are supposed to be empty, because it didn't come full. So Maybe this is just for my own stash of bits, which would be fine, but I want to make sure I didn't get gypped when I bought it. This is the ratchet. So as far as the ratchet goes, I haven't used it. I haven't really had a need to use it. Again, this is a bug out bag kind of situation, so I probably should use it. So this is tighten. This is loosen. And you have a very functional little ratchet. This is an extender in case you have to get somewhere that you can't really reach well. It's pretty awesome, you know. But again, I'm not going to need this stuff on a daily basis, personally. So it does a lot pretty well. Again, it's not going to do everything perfectly, but you don't expect that when you buy something like this. And if you do, then you're going to be disappointed, because it definitely does not do everything perfectly. I think I put this in backwards. I think this goes here. Again, once I'm done with this video, this is going right back in the bug out bag. And I'm going to do another video of all the stuff that I purchased during my bug out bag. I have a really well, I'd like to think well thought out bug out bag, because I took a lot of time and I did a lot of research. So hopefully I can get that video out soon. So this is a corkscrew. Something that I want to specifically note about this is, alright, so you got this corkscrew, right, which is great if you're like, you know, you need to open a bottle of wine in an emergency or something, which is cool. It goes like this, fits in right here, pop that in, and you just open it up. Fantastic. I don't drink, so that won't ever come in handy. This little eyeglass screwdriver, when I first got this, I was really happy that it came with this. Really happy that it came with this little eyeglass screwdriver, because you don't know when you're going to need one. And what happened the other day, I was in my hot tub and I accidentally dropped the remote into the hot tub water, and I had to get that remote open so I could fix it, get all the water out of it. And I had my Gerber with me, and this was useless. And the reason why it was useless is because it didn't have one of these little eyeglass screwdrivers. So this is perfect for, again, a bug out situation, because you might need a little eyeglass screwdriver. You don't know. And it was actually great that I had this upstairs in my bag. I was able to go and get it, and I was able to open up my remote to dry it out before it got destroyed, and it works now, which is fantastic. So there's a lot of great things about this tool that many people love, and that's why this is on the top list for most people when they're looking for a multi-tool. I mean, I couldn't find, it was amazing how many great reviews this had, and I can see why, because you have almost an entire toolbox on your waist.